Okay, so it's been a while since my last vlog. Obviously there's the Horsham vlog in between that. So I'm now on holiday. I've got 2 weeks off. This is the first week. First week I'll be out and about doing normal stuff. I've got my mum's birthday tomorrow, but unfortunately also I've got a hospital appointment on the same day, which doesn't help. The rest of the week, maybe next week, I will go away, probably do the same as I did last year, probably go to Brighton, not sure. So I've actually come here to get a present for my mum. This is the same place I got a present for my mum last year from my kids. So it's a garden centre near Canterbury. They do wonderful little knick-knacks and things that you wouldn't ordinarily find, which are the things I want to get for a birthday. Whilst I'm here, it'd be rude not to have something to eat, a cup of coffee, whilst I'm looking around at the Christmassy bits. It's only the beginning of October and we've already got Christmassy bits up, which is, I suppose, you know, for most garden centres you've got to expect that, haven't you? It's quite nice though. I have brought the drone out with me today. Depending on the weather, I was going to do some drone shots, possibly going to go out and do some disused buildings again, but it's all depending on the weather, and the weather's up and down at the moment. Nice high clouds, but it's grey and dark. Well, it looks like the wind has died down and the sun's come out. So I think probably we will actually take the drone out and go and find the place I want to film, which is Derelict, which I shall show you when I get there. Garden centre, as far as that goes, I suppose we've ended up with. Yeah, my mum loves penguins, so what can I say? As always in these places, you come in here for one thing, have lunch, and end up going out with something else, which I haven't bought for a long time. A frisbee, proper frisbee, but with a smiley face on it, which is different. This week's gadget of the week, or should I say my favourite gadget of the week, new feature, probably will never last, is this. This is the most simplest, stupidest, cheapest thing you can think of, but I really love it. It's been really handy. This is a grip mat. Now this grip mat, actually, it's when you take your mobile phone into a shop to get a new cover put on it, they put this grip mat under your phone and fit the new screen for you. So it's one of them things, it's only, you buy a screen, this is just to hold it whilst you're fitting the screen, this is then thrown away. Which is why for me it didn't cost me anything at all. But it's really useful. I stick it in the car, on the dashboard. On the dashboard in the car, it just moves around all over the place. You can't really use it for anything, it just slips and slides, it goes everywhere. It doesn't stay in place. However, put your mobile phone on it, and it's solid. It doesn't move anywhere, it doesn't go anywhere. And for me it's been really useful, because I just keep forgetting when I put my phone on the chair or down the side. Now I'm just shove it on there, doesn't move anywhere, brilliant. Okay, so where, what, why, how, why are we here? This is one of those buildings that I came past as a kid. I used to see it, I used to come past quite a lot with my dad, and it's a shame that it's closed. It's understandable that it's closed, and you'll see why from the drone shots we're about to do. So where am I? Well, I'm between Gravesend that way, Mepham that way. So that behind me is the old motorway. So this is the M2A2, used to come down this way here. This petrol station is where you used to stop, but the motorway used to come flying down past here. So it's a national cycle network and walking path. You're allowed to walk along here now, which is unusual, because I said this used to be the motorway, used to be literally packed, thousands of cars every day travelling up and down, and now literally it's overgrown, and the motorway has been moved over that way. So they made a big bypass, mainly for part of the Eurostar stroke Channel Tunnel link for the high-speed train, and they managed to widen the motorway and make it a 4-lane motorway. The petrol station strangely survived, although it's all the way over there, the motorway's over there, I don't know if you've ever watched the film Cars, but when these motorways come along, a lot of these buildings and places seem to close down and become redundant. There are some buildings up that way and some businesses, cafes, things like that had to close. So the building we've come to see is one of them buildings it always fascinated me, simply because there wasn't any others around. And it was just, I don't know, I just used to look up here, drive past this thing. Now this thing has been here all my life. I don't know when it was built. It was probably built in the 50s maybe, when the M2 and the motorways opened up, or just after the motorways up, 50s, 60s. So the parts of it have got this sort of old worldy styling to it, but I don't think it was. I think this was quite built new at the time, and at one point this, I believe, was owned by Ramada. Now when I knew it as a kid it wasn't Ramada, but I think Ramada owned it at one point, and that'll give you a clue to what it is. So this used to be a motel, a very big motel, and a motel on the side of a hill, and I'll show you that in the drone pictures. I always thought the motels were an American sort of theme. Obviously I knew this was here because I came past it a lot as a kid in the coach and stuff like that with my dad. The front part of it was more of a sort of a pub, which you can just about see. I will take shots, I can see that from where I am now. The main bit, the bit that I was always interested in as a kid, was over the back, so that's where the actual motel itself was. But hey. But I've never known really much about motels before, so it was just different to see it. And you used to see it as you drove past every day. You went past on the motorway at day and night, you would see this building, and it sort of like fascinated me for quite some time. Unfortunately, buildings as they go derelict don't seem to care too much what they do with them. Now we don't know what's going to happen with this. This has been closed for a good few years now. I imagine it's going to be knocked down and built on at some point, or it'll just let to rot. But even behind me you can see things like the lightings that used to be around the front of the building, which I said they used to light it up from night time. You drive past and see all these lights, and then now they're using them to shore up the fence. So when they built the new motorway, they put this roundabout in, they put a road going into the motel, and then all of a sudden it's decided that it's not needed and they're not going to use it anymore. Strange thing is, it could have still accommodated guests as a hotel, because not far behind me over that side, over the other side of the roundabout, is the travel lodge. So they built a new travel lodge for people who stay in this area if they're going to either Gravesend or Mepham. I don't know, but at least anyway I've got around to filming it at last. I've been planning to do this for ages, and I keep thinking every time I'm going to come up here it would have been knocked down and I would have missed my opportunity to film it with the drone, so I'm glad about that. Okay, so I literally just caught it. It's grey and horrible behind me now. It's actually starting to rain. I can feel the rain. So just got it. I didn't come out earlier because it was grey and horrible. Breaking the cloud got me out with the drone, and it's now black to dark again. Here behind me you've got a Toby Carvery and a travel lodge. Two buildings totally separate from each other, so you have to walk from the travel lodge to the Toby Carvery to get something to eat. Personally, I would have preferred to stay in the motel I've just filmed, all in one building. You could just walk to the hotel to get your food, walk back to your room, and it'd be a better setting, better looking setting than this sort of two square boxes out in the middle of nowhere. There's a supermarket up that way, but these two things are next to nothing, so very unusual.